It's not enough for you to do the job excellently. You have to be seen. And when I mean be seen, I don't mean throw yourself in front of everybody in the organization. Have a sponsor.
Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Ajadi of 9 to 5 Blueprint. Welcome to another episode of the HR series with Adegboye.
Hi guys.
Today we're diving into the topic internal mobility, essentially moving within your organization. So, tell us, how do you even approach moving within your organization?
Good question. Thank you very much for having me here, Elizabeth. I'll say this very quickly, and it's a very professional adage that says what brought you here won't take you there. What brought you into the organization won't take you to the next step, right? So internal mobility is how you position yourself. One, two, how you continue to communicate your value prop. Remember, we spoke about value prop. It is the major tone in your career, your value prop. Every time you get a new job, it's because of your value prop, right? So when you get promoted, it's because you did something really well. You improved on your competency, and right. So internal mobility is that way that you position yourself in such a way that you do your task excellently, one, and you're able to be seen, right? It's not enough for you to do the job excellently. You have to be seen. And when I mean be seen, I don't mean throw yourself in front of everybody in the organization. Have a sponsor. That's the word. Have a sponsor. A sponsor is that person who advocates for you behind closed doors. The discussion about your promotion would not happen with you in that room. It's going to happen behind closed doors. So have a sponsor who's able to attest to the value that you bring to the table, who's able to attest to the competencies that you have, and who's able to describe the excellence with which you've done your job. When this person starts to advocate for you behind closed doors, then you can start to, grow in your career, because somebody somewhere within leadership has a knowledge of what you can do and what you're capable of. And that's how you grow within the ranks. So just don't sit down and nobody knows what you're doing. Someone has to know how well you're doing your job.
Sing your own song, basically. So one practical way that I like to approach it is I share on LinkedIn. I share about my work. I share about projects that I accomplished. If it's something that I'm really proud of, I recently completed a Six Sigma certification in Green Belt, and I shared about that process. It was an arduous process, and of working with other people within other departments within my organization for that training, and then I shared about it, and so essentially not even just my colleagues within my team know, other people from other departments know, and my connections on LinkedIn know. So they're able to know my strengths without me saying, oh guys, I love process improvement and I'm really good at it. It's like I worked on a project and I'm certified in it, and selling myself basically within and without my organization.
And that's literally doing exactly what she's saying, singing it on song. And you see people like me, who's in the business of hiring people, will follow a story silently. We don't have to comment on that post or reach out to her, but I will be privy to a journey to say, oh, I know when she did this, I know when she achieved this. And when that sweet role happens to, be available within my organization, I know because, I know to reach out to Elizabeth. I've seen her do this before. Let me have a conversation with Elizabeth. Again, sing your own song internally and externally. I think that's the way to go, guys.
Well, absolutely. So I do have one question though.
Sure.
In some ways, some companies have red tape where, you want to move to another department, or you're trying to apply to another department. There might be some red tape. How do you cut through that? And, you have to approach your maybe current manager to inform them that you would like to apply to another department. So how do you approach that conversation? Or
I want to say this today, is that as unpleasant as it sounds, your line manager is everything in your career. Your current line manager, your current supervisor is everything that, in your career. Because if you want to move to another department and there's a red tape, the conversation happens with your manager first. And if your manager doesn't buy into your career growth, if your manager doesn't understand your journey or where you're coming from or where you're going to, your manager can stifle your dreams. Unknowingly. Either ways, if your manager has to buy into the fact that I'm very conscious about moving in my career and I want to move to this next opportunity.
Right.
So you need to ensure that your line manager or your supervisor is on the same page with you. It's the only one who can tear down that red tape for you. You can't do it yourself.
Okay. Well,
Unfortunately, unfortunately, that's why I use the word unfortunately. It's the sad truth. It's the line manager, because they can break and make. That's the truth, you know.
So in that sense, you try to build at least a civil enough relationship with your manager, your reporting manager, just to ensure that, you're always communicating your goals. I know that I do that with my manager. I'm constantly communicating my goals and what I like to do. And so I don't back down when he assigns me some project that's out of my comfort zone. He knows that I'm interested in it and he does offer it to me. And so you have to keep that door open, right? You have to constantly communicate so it doesn't come as a surprise to your manager. That, you want to leave. Oh, I didn't realize you were even looking, or even interested in something like that. You don't want it to come as a surprise to them as well. Yeah,
you have that subtle conversation. I believe that every organization has a feedback or one-on-one system that they have with with their employees. So always communicate, like she's rightly said. It's important to communicate because your manager doesn't know what you don't share.
Okay.
Right? So communicate.
Perfect. So communicate, let them know what your goals are and where you want to go and that you want to move and you want to grow within the organization. That's it. That's all we have today. Till next time, see you as we continue on this series. Tune in, like this post, comment, share with us how you've grown within your organization, subscribe, and see you then. Bye.
Bye-bye.